Hey, but I thought I'd explain why the first line of my book reads like this: Donald Trump is an extremely dangerous human being. And I wrote that, by the way, the final editing process of the book at the end of 2025. The book was published in November of 2025, and I can tell you it was a bestseller, which is great. And if you want to get a copy, please, for less than the price of a cup of coffee, you can go ahead and download the electronic version. But anyway, how was I able to come to this conclusion even before Donald Trump had actually decided, well, I think we'll invade Iran or attack Iran? Well, Donald Trump is a malignant narcissist and a sociopath. I've been studying Donald Trump since 2017. His behavior is only going to get worse because of his dementia and his fake grandiosity. You've heard me say all this before, but I want to focus on 2 or 3 things with Donald Trump's psychopathy. The first is, and on the front cover of the book here, you can see something called the Dark Triad, and you can see the 3 ingredients there. Donald Trump essentially is owned by his pathology. In this case, unfortunately for us, it's the Dark Triad. These are the 3 worst human traits you could ever have, which means that Donald Trump, even though he looks human, well, if you take away his gold face, and he sounds human possibly most of the time, reason he looks and sounds human, but in fact he isn't. What you need to understand, he doesn't think the way you might or I. He has zero empathy. He doesn't care that farmers are going broke. Have you heard him talk about that lately? He doesn't care that the health people's lost health insurance. He doesn't care that the troops are going to die. Members of the armed services are going to die in Iran. He doesn't care that we're killing people in Iran. He's literally incapable of empathy. But he's also programmed for endless greed, which is why the White House looks more gold every fucking minute. So Donald Trump's extremely dangerous because he lives in the very moment that is around him at that time. In other words, what's happening and who's praising me? I want my narcissistic supply. He doesn't think about history and he doesn't think about tomorrow. There is no strategy. You need to understand he's incapable. It's not because he's greedy for the sake of it. We know people like that. It's not because he's selfish. He's programmed to be greedy all the time and lack empathy 24/7. He's literally incapable, along with endless, not only the endless greed, but endless envy, which is why he keeps ragging on about Obama, right? Couple that with his low self-esteem, the fake grandiosity, this is what you get. That's why Donald Trump is an extremely dangerous human being. And that's why for quite a long time I've been saying Donald Trump is literally capable of starting World War III. We're seeing that right now. So please, unless something happens, get onto phone to your congressman or woman, right? He needs to be removed from office unless you want your sons and daughters fighting World War III. Anyway, if you want to truly understand how we got here, please get the electronic version of the book for less than the price of a cup of coffee. Get the paperback for roughly $10, and you too will be on the right side of history.